Hi guys, BMW Chris W here. Today we'll be doing another video review of a 2018 BMW X5 M. Let's get started. So here it is. This is the 2018 model X5 M. This one is the beautiful Silverstone metallic. There's some sunlight right now. You can see how it reflects off the paint. Gorgeous looking car. These are your 21-inch rims, which is the upgraded version. And these are on Michelin Pilot Super Sport tires. Here's another shot of it. Very, very beautiful car. So we'll be going over the exterior, the interior. We'll be taking it out for a drive as well. See how it handles. This is the lowest center of gravity in its class. And the fastest SUV BMW makes. And arguably it is one of the fastest SUVs on the market. BMW calls them SAVs, that's because sport activity vehicle. And the X5M is the most top edition of it. This car, the way it's equipped, is about 130,000 MSRP. Let's have a look inside, shall we? This one has the carbon fiber trims on the door, nice merino leather. Quality stitching. Even if you look at the detail, the fit and finish, it's perfect. It's not just made to look good, it actually is really good. These are your M multifunction seats right here. Power adjustments at the bottom. This is for your lumbar support right here. This one is for the side bolsters to hug you a little bit more. This one is for your backrest, and these here are just the top part of the backrest. So only the top part moves. It's a little hard to tell on the camera. Whereas this one, the whole thing moves. This is your forward, back, tilt, up, down, just the front part. And this one here is for the front. There's your machined X5M badging. This is what the instrument cluster looks like. It's a brand new car, 2018. This is your beautiful M steering wheel, very high quality, and even just the details, if you look at the stitching is perfectly consistent all the way around. Again, fit and finish, unbelievable. The steering wheel feels really good in your hands and very confidence inspiring. This is a solid car. For 2018, you have the Idrive 6, which is the newest edition of the Idrive. Right here. So you have your radio, satellite radio, Bluetooth audio, all of that stuff is there. Communication for your phone, all your contacts. Everything I'm controlling is from the iDrive wheel right here. Connected drive. Concierge is the car's own personal assistant. BMW Assist, you got a concierge in there, telephone customer support, roadside assistance. You can have your weather here. Now your weather is based on the location of where you're at currently. Vehicle information. M drive 1 and 2 correspond to the steering wheel right here. So in the M cars, you get these two buttons that are added in. If you get a normal X5, with the M Sport, you will have the same steering wheel with just black stitching instead of this stitching, and you won't have these buttons here. They'll be dummies. But these ones in the M cars, you actually get the M1 and 2 buttons. What those are is essentially you can set how you want your car's characteristics. So, for example, your dynamic stability control, engine, chassis, steering wheel, transmission, and the heads-up display. So, what all this means is in an M car, this is what you can adjust. Okay, which is right down here. This one, yeah, so you have some, these are your main adjustments for your M car. This one right here is mainly your engine and the gas pedal throttle responsiveness. When you have it in efficient mode, you can tell just at the bottom here, efficient, comfort, and comfort. So this is your engine, suspension, and your steering wheel. So, corresponds right here. You have efficient, sport, and sport plus. Now here's the difference. In efficient, when you're driving the car, it's kind of like driving a normal car in the sense that throttle response wise, it handles how you would expect it would. So that's basically the gas pedal in terms of how much you have to push it. If you go ahead and activate it and put it in sport mode, what immediately happens is you will get a lot of power with a very short amount of effort on the gas pedal. Like you just tap it and you'll already start going. And when you have it in Sport Plus, the tiniest amount, it already throws you back in your seat. It's actually very, very engaging and very interesting. Another thing here is the suspension and the chassis. So in comfort, this will make it softer, more enjoyable to drive, especially for long distance and comfortable modes. And you have Sport and Sport Plus, which tighten it, make the car sit more level, and make it handle a little bit more better. Then the steering wheel is going to be for your steering wheel feedback. When you have it in comfort, it's relatively light, you know, it's not heavy, that heavy really, and you know, for those who want a, you know, comfortable drive. And then you have Sport and Sport Plus, which the difference modes between of that is it makes the steering wheel heavier, more accurate, and you have a little more road feedback, so you can actually kind of feel a little bit of those as you're going over some rocks. You can kind of a little bit of feel that in the steering wheel. It's very interesting. You don't get that in the in just a regular X5 M Sport car. Okay, now in the M Drive, you can essentially adjust how you'd want those. Okay, now heads-up display, there is two different heads-up display units. You have a standard view and an M view. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. First, you want to make sure that it's activated in the Idrive, so go ahead and tap here. And then you will see it right here in the center. I'll try and zoom in for you. There is your heads-up display, which displays on the windshield there. So I can adjust the brightness, make it a little bit more brighter. I can adjust the height, lower it, and I'm doing all that from the Idrive here in the screen. Now what I want to show you the difference is in the when you go to the M Drive. Okay, so how you can do that is you go to settings here. Here, I'll start from the beginning. So go to my vehicle, and you can go to M Drive, for example. You can set it here, standard view or M view. Okay. So now when I push the M1 button, it will change it. And I have here the M heads-up display. This is kind of like more of a race car. It gives you little lights at the top there, your RPMs, and your speed as well. It's very, very interesting, and it's quite large as well. The camera shows it's pretty small, but it's actually a very large display. Once you actually see it in real life, it makes quite a big difference. Okay. So you can set your different M1 and 2 drives. So you can have, for example, one of them having all sport modes and the other one having all comfort modes, for example, which is usually what most people do. Now here's the maps. These are the new maps for 2018. You can see your traffic information there. The graphics are very clear. This is the best navigation system in the business, in my opinion, and it also is the best infotainment system in the business because BMW did invent the Idrive back in 1999 in Europe with their first cars. I believe it was a 7 Series. And afterwards, a lot of the manufacturers started copying us. Why ours is the best? It's the fastest responding. As soon as I turn the wheel, immediately, there's no lag whatsoever. Everything is all right there, and it's quick. Another thing you could do is it's touchscreen as well. So you can, for example, rearrange the tiles. If you press and hold, you can go like this to rearrange the tiles. It's a touch screen, and even the touch screen is fast responding, right? Like I just tap it, and it goes right away. There's no lag whatsoever. You can see as I'm touching it, it's very, very fast, which is one of the main benefits of our Idrive. You don't have to sit there. You don't have to wait or load, you know, half a second. You know, it's instantaneous. Moving on. You can see more of the carbon fiber trim here. The beautiful stitching on the dash. This is all merino leather, high quality, and the detailing and the stitching is consistent all the way around. This is unparalleled level of detail in the cars. Up here you have this nice Alcantara suede-like material up here. and you have a full panoramic moonroof. I'll show you what that looks like. The controls are right here. Power adjustments. Now there's a little bit of an Easter egg in the sense with these BMWs is there's two ways to open it. The first one is about this much for aerodynamic purposes. You can open it all the way by tapping it a second time, and it opens all the way back. And you have actually a very, very large opening here. It's actually extremely large. Okay. Here are your climate controls, dual zone climate controls. You can get ventilated seats in this as well, driver and front passenger. Okay. This button right here, a lot of people ask, is for the safety features in the car, either standard or individualized, right? So when it's green, it's essentially all on. When you have it on red, it's what you choose. So for example, I don't like the lane departure warning. I can turn that off. I can turn pedestrian and frontal collision warning. I change my blind spot, and I can adjust how I'd want my forward collision early, mid, or late. You know, and then they would light up red here to let you know that you're in your customized mode, whereas this is the automatically all on. These right here, they're in a lot of BMWs. Basically, it adjusts the temperature. So for example, easiest way of explaining it, if I have at 20 degrees, this is 20 degrees Celsius. If I have it like this, it's actually 16. If I have it like that, it's 24. It's plus or minus 4 degrees. I'll have the comparisons for the Fahrenheit, because I know a lot of people in the US watch my videos, in the description below. But that's what that does. It's plus or minus 4 degrees. If you have it in the center, it's right on. And it's a basically instantaneous temperature change. It takes only a few seconds to change the temperature. These 8 buttons here, again, a lot of things that's standard in the BMWs is their speed buttons. You can assign your favorite contacts, navigation destinations, or certain functions in the car, or just menus in the car into these functions here. Okay, this is your cup holders here. I'm going to show you how your storage looks like. Good size cup holders. Okay, one thing I want to go over is this button right here is for the transmission aggressiveness. Really, the car has to be on here, so I'm actually going to go here and put it into drive so you can see what I mean. So there's 3 modes. This is the comfort transmission shifting, right? This is a little bit more aggressive, and this is the most aggressive, where it will actually shift very, very aggressively. I'm controlling that from right here. Okay, let's go ahead and to put this car into park, which not a lot of people know how to do, because I have it in drive right now, right, with parking brake off. So let's say you want to park the car. The procedure is you don't want to put it in neutral, right? Because this is how the shifter looks like. You have drive, sport mode, neutral, and reverse. Pretty straightforward. But how to put the car in park is, people think you have to put it in neutral. Actually, you leave it in gear on drive. You pull the handbrake up, like so. Handbrake comes on, and then you tap the start button, and then it goes into park. That's the procedure. And to turn the car on, take it out of park is very simple. You know, just like a normal car, tap the start button, push down on the handbrake, and you'll start going. Or if you just put it in gear and give it a little bit of gas, it automatically turns the parking brake off. Okay. These are your camera buttons here, parking sensors. So, X5M, you have a 360 camera. And you have the regular camera as well, which is just your backup camera there. Oops. You have some front cameras, so it shows everything that's in the front. We're on some fields here right now. Okay, storage. There you can store your phone in. This one has wireless charging, so you would put your phone in there. We'll charge your phone. USB auxiliary. Armrest is finished in a beautiful leather, right? Same thing, merino leather. Gorgeous stitching, look at that detail. Consistent all the way around. Consistent stitching right here as well. They really made sure to focus on a lot of the details. Harman Kardon audio system is standard on the X5M. One thing I do want to mention, and you won't be able to see it now, but it's actually the ambient lighting in the car. So at nighttime you can see it a lot better, but I'm going to show you where it is in the vehicle settings. You just go to lighting, interior lighting. Brightness is all the way up, but we have some sunlight, but essentially you can tell a little bit by the graphics. That's kind of what you can expect. So your dash, all that, you can kind of see the line right there where my finger is. That's the line where the ambient lighting is, and the footwells are lit up as well. You have some different colors here. You can do orange, white, blue. Blue with white contour as well. So really it would have to be at nighttime. I'll record a separate video to show you a little bit at nighttime. You can kind of see a little bit of it right there. More noticeable at nighttime, which will be in a separate video. What's very interesting is even down here, it's also leather, which is normally like plastic in most cars. Just this bottom part here, they would never really thought about it, but they actually still did it in the nice material here as well. Let's have a look at the back. You have your rear sunshades here. Okay, again, stitching all the way back, carbon fiber trim. More stitching even down here as well. There's your M logo. It's blue just because there's some tape on it. It's a brand new car. Same comfort is carried over to the back, right? In terms of the interior quality. Rear center armrest there, right? There you go. This is how I sit when I drive. I'm about 5'8". This is how much room I have back here. So just to show you. Right, if I sit upright, I have quite a lot of room. Even if I slouch down a little bit, I have plenty of room for the driver's seat. This one's more further back, but even still, there's quite a lot of room back there. Back here, dual zone climate control, rear heated seats, of course. And you have a nice view from the sky. Of course, nice materials carried over to the back here as well. Storage is quite good as well. You can store some cups down there, some additional items. Power tailgate. So here we go. This right here comes on all the BMW X5s. This is what's called a picnic table. This supports 440 pounds. You can actually sit 2 people on here and it'll be just fine. Here's the storage a little bit. Some additional storage down there. There's some mats. There's my dealer plate. These right here, you can mount some of your items, cargo on it, secured in place. Cargo pole there to hide your cargo. Seats, they fold down as well. I can show you what that looks like next. Pretty easy to do. You would essentially just pull right here. Boom, that's it. That's all there is to it. You have quite a lot of room back there, especially if you pull the side piece out. This button here closes it, this one closes it and locks it. Put the seats back up, very easy. They're not that heavy. Let's check underneath the hood, shall we? So here we are underneath the hood. This is the legendary 4.4 liter twin turbo V8 M power. Okay, this engine makes 567 horsepower, 553 foot-pounds of torque, and 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 3.8 seconds, making it one of the fastest SUVs in its class.
So next we'll be taking the BMW X5M out for a test drive and see how it drives. Let's get started. Right now, full comfort mode. Pretty quiet, very nice cabin. Interior is very comfortable as well. So everything right now is in efficient, comfort, and comfort. So gas pedal is efficient, comfort, suspension, and comfort steering. Very nice steering wheel as it is. You know, you can drive this every day. It's not like, you know, it's not terribly intimidating. We have some turns coming up though. If I go ahead and put it in sport, take it around these turns, very, very level, right? You can even try go ahead and put it in Sport Plus, right? Steering wheel tightens up quite a large amount. You can feel it. Very, very great steering feel. Feels really good in your hands. Now obviously, because we're in Sport Plus, you feel a little more of those bumps. As a matter of fact, you can feel every little crease in the road as you kind of go over it, but that's what you want. You want perfect, you know, you want that road feedback in it, right? I'm gonna go ahead and put it in manual mode here, right? Level 3 for the suspension. Very, very level around the turn. Right, you can hear a little bit of that exhaust note. Even in Sport Plus, it's still quite a comfortable ride and a very low center of gravity as well. It sits very level in these corners. I got a turn coming up here. Even if you give it a little bit of gas, it still sits very level. Okay, here's how it'll do some downshifts for you. Perfect. Some tunnels here. See if we can get a little bit of sound through this. Very nice sound. Okay, we got some more tunnels up here. Car has quite a lot of pull in it. That was my sorry, that sound. You just have to, you know, like you just have to listen to that. Very, very nice sound indeed. Wow. I was gonna say that was my my little phone taped to the Idrive here, and it actually peeled that right off as I was accelerating a little bit. Okay, we're getting onto the highway here. It's going to be quite noisy. Now, how is it on highway speeds? Can you take this on a really long trip? Absolutely no problem. I have it here right now, everything in Sport Plus on the highway, going about 100 kilometers an hour or 60 miles an hour for all my US viewers. And yeah, it's comfortable. Like, there's not really much else to say. Even if I switch it into efficient, comfort, and comfort here as well, and I put it back into regular automatic mode, so you shift the shifter over to the right to switch between full manual and full automatic. It's comfortable. You can drive this every day, no problem. It sits very level, and that's what makes it very comfortable. You see, because you could spend, you know, over $100,000 on a luxury SUV, right? Like there's some bigger cars out there, right? Some of the American manufacturers, right? Which this does not really compare to it. They're two very different cars, right? This is obviously a high-performance SUV, but in terms of the amount of money you're spending, this is a luxury car. Like you can drive this like a luxury car. It's very comfortable every single day, no problem at all. And then you can go ahead and put it into the Sport Plus. You have a fantastic handling vehicle, really. Like it's really, really good handling. And it's very easy to drive. That's one thing that I really like about this car, is that it's very easy to drive. You know, it does not feel like a big car whatsoever. It does not feel like a big car whatsoever, you know, even for its size. A lot of people say, oh, the X5 is too big, you know, I need an X3, I need an X1 or a smaller car. But in reality, even a standard X5, it's really doesn't feel that big. You have to really drive it, and the reason why it doesn't feel as big is a number of different things, right? You have a very low center of gravity in this car. Not just the X5M, but really any X5, any BMW has. They're usually the lowest center of gravity in the class. you know, because the engine is a lot lower, transmission is behind that, batteries in the trunk, and everything is just as level as possible and as low as possible to keep that low center of gravity. And why you want a low center of gravity is you won't have all the shift and body movement up in the higher areas, like up here, you know, in the roof, or like in your face. You know, you kind of feel this body movement, but you wouldn't feel that with the BMW. And in the X5M, for its size, all that center of gravity is right down below, and the result is you feel like you're driving a sports car, like a real sports car. And you know, you don't have to worry about the size as much because the visibility is great as well. Like I can see around everything, all my blind spots, like perfectly. I don't have to worry about, you know, like, oh, I can't see this guy, you know, or anything like that. That's another thing with the BMWs, right? Like this one, it comes with the blind spot, but you know, if you're an average driver or just above an average driver, you really don't need the drive assistance, in the sense that you don't need the all the blind spot and all that kind of stuff, because the visibility is perfect as it is, and this is in every single BMW. You don't have to worry as much about blind spot. So as I mentioned, guys, I am a salesperson here with Performance BMW in St. Catharines, Ontario. If you are looking to purchase a BMW and you want great service, great experience, and of course a great deal, feel free to reach out to me. You can check out my website. You can send me an inquiry. I have a contact page. I see I have my Google reviews on there as well. And I'll make sure you're well taken care of. And yeah. So once again, this is BMW Chris W. And if you enjoy these videos, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing BMW content and reviews. Thanks for watching.